Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show. And warning, my alert, my cautions, market alerts are all flashing at the moment. I do see some potential downside for both stocks and crypto. I'm going to share charts on both, and I do see some weakness there and some cause for concern on this current pullback that we're having after yesterday's FOMC meeting. We're going to talk about, did the Christmas Grinch come early, aka Fed Powell, raining on people's hopes of a December rate cut. And we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people. Flood that comment section before those nasty spam bots. I appreciate you dropping in and saying hi there. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and you'll get the daily update. So we're going to jump over to the news, and the news was not good because the news was good to start with, as it usually is. People are really not worried generally about the rate cut decision. It was priced in over like 90 something percent that there was going to be a rate cut. What people were nervous was this Fed Powell talking, and in he comes to say December rate cut is far from certain. Now, he could have used different wording. He could have said, we're still evaluating the December rate cut decision. We will be evaluating the data. But he didn't. Far from certain. Far from certain. So is the Christmas Grinch striking early there? The markets did not like that whatsoever. And that was kind of was overshadowed the big news, and it kind of really dampened this. And the news that came hours after that, the meeting with the Chinese and American president went really well, and there was some really good progress there, and everything that has come out of that has been good. As you can see, they're shaking hands. Everything looks great. Statements coming out there in regards to how it's worked out really, really well. And so there you go. So that was kind of a little bit of a shame that Powell had to have his moment and use those particularly, in my opinion, bearish terminology, and that really did dampen what I think could have been and should have been an extremely bullish meeting with the Chinese and American president there, and looks like a trade deal is in place and the crisis will be averted. And really, is it crisis averted and then a new crisis with Fed Powell being particularly bearish there? So let's see how the charts look here. We're going to look at the SPY first, and we're going to look at Bitcoin. And of course, it didn't like it. From 689, it's down to 685 in the pre-market. The level to watch is going to be, and it's some ways away, is 678. Why is 678 a point important as our first line of defense? It's the 9 EMA on the daily, and for this entire run up since the SPY bottomed out back in April at 481, and I gave a beautiful entry at 481 back in April. Since it bottomed out and it broke above the 9 EMA on the daily, the 9 has not crossed. So since the 9 EMA crossed the 20, this is the 9, the dark pink line. This is the 20 EMA on the daily here. These have not crossed back. So once the 9 crossed way back, we haven't seen it cross back. So, but if we lose the 9, look what happens when we lost the 9 there. The 9 started to come down and almost crossed the 20 here. Almost crossed the 20, but didn't. Price rebounded and we continued up. Now, this is extremely bullish. When you see these EMAs and they're pointing upwards, that's extremely bullish. When they curl over and they're pointing down, that's bearish. So this is the first domino that tumbles. When this domino tumbles and the 9 crosses the 20, then what happens is that all these others begin to curl over and they all begin to cross each other to the downside. And then that's where we get a much deeper and bigger correction. And so the 9, we do not want to see the 9 cross below the 20. That won't happen while price is above the 9. If price goes below the 9, then the 9 can cross below the 20. That hasn't happened yet, but this is something that we're going to keep an eye on. And we have had stocks pull back. We still have earnings coming up. We got Amazon earnings. I believe today we had Meta yesterday, Google yesterday, Microsoft. Microsoft didn't go so well, even though earnings I thought were okay, but that dropped. Meta, I thought earnings were okay, but they had that bill there that one time, I think it was 13 or 16 billion bill there. Market didn't like that. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction there. They did beat revenue earnings there. And then, of course, Google absolutely skyrocket. So kind of a mix there. So it'll be interesting. Everybody hold their breath for Amazon that is doing their earnings in kind of fairly bearish market conditions, although you just never know what news is going to come out, what's going to be tweeted. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. And you can see what I'm talking about with Bitcoin, about how when you lose the 9 EMA on the daily and it goes below, not a good sign, okay? And then when it goes back above, that's a good sign. However, we didn't quite, so this is quite negative that we see, you see how it goes below and it collapses, price collapses, okay? And 9 tried to go above, but it did not get there. It was pushing. It got rejected at the 50-day moving average. I've been telling everybody in the Discord that's a key level to get above, and it just hasn't been able to do that. And now the 9 and the 20 are continuing to the downside. Now, also a second warning on Bitcoin here is we have a very clear head and shoulders pattern on the daily time frame. Now, just because we have it, it doesn't mean, oh no, it's definitely going to zero. No, we've got to break the neckline. Now, the neckline, I put the neckline here where the 200 EMA and the 200-day moving averages there at about 108,000. Technically, you could put it a little bit lower than that, but I do feel that if this level was to be lost, but you saw over here it was regained within the week there. So the crypto market extremely volatile at the moment. So there is a head and shoulders. And if we do lose this 108,000 level there, and I think if we get a weekly close, I think that's more of an assessment there. A weekly close below that level, the technical target, it's actually pretty low down at 90,000. I think that would spell the end of the bull market. Historically, the bull market has been over when the 50-week moving average has been weekly open and closed below that. It's currently sitting at 102,900, likely to be up at 103,000 soon. And so that's to keep an eye on. But you look here, what gives you the early indicator to get out? The Skittles indicator, as Stocks with Josh likes to call it, the tribal trades indicator, one indicator to rule them all. That gives you your early exit. Then if you miss that exit, you definitely want to get out when it crosses below the 9, and then really the 9 crosses below the 20. But by that time, prices decrease so much, and this is why these early signals get you in and get you out earlier. And really what you don't want to see happen with Bitcoin is you do not want to see the 9 EMA cross below the 20 EMA on the weekly time frame. Okay, that would be extremely bearish, and right now that's at 113 and at 111. So there's a $2,000 price difference between the two. That usually is time. I call that a sell and go to the beach. In other words, or you can short the market. You can see what happens when the 9 crosses above the 20 on the weekly. That happened at 87. Price exploded all the way up to 126. I don't want to tell you how bearish it would be if the 9 EMA crossed below the 20 EMA on the weekly. That would be incredibly bearish. That would be my sign that it's likely over. and it's time to pack up your bags and to prepare for the winter time there for Bitcoin. And just remember, look, I did give warnings here. This was back in September, that the Bitcoin cycle top historically puts us in October. So no one should be surprised. October. It all comes in October. What are we in? October. So when has the Bitcoin top been so far? October. If we see the 9 EMA cross below the 20 EMA on the weekly, probably it's done. And of course, the final confirmation would be a full open and close weekly candle below the 50-week moving average there. So that's what we're looking at for the Bitcoin charts. And of course, if you want to get the tribal trades indicator, again, there's that red, beautiful red triangle, gives you that early exit warning. Absolutely bang on again, just like it was over here, just like the beautiful buy signal was there. You can see how accurate this is played out across the different time frames there. It's found in the tribal trades Discord, one Discord to rule them all. And that comes included in the Tribal Trades Discord. You also get all the other channels there, my full Tribal Trades training system there, as well as all live sessions. And we've got the 1K per day challenge. And I love the 1K per day challenge. It really is catching fire. And seeing people in there who haven't been making any money or have come in new, and they set the challenge. And I always encourage to start with like $100 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, work your way up, $200 a day, $500 a day, eventually to $1,000 per day. Hey, listen, that's $20,000 per month if you're just trading stocks, $30,000 a month if you're trading stocks and crypto. This is what the Tribal Trades Discord is all about. It's all about wealth transformation. It's all about life-changing gains, a relentlessness on my part to provide you with education to get there, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? So if you'd like to join the Tribal Trades Discord, there is a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button that will pop out. You click on that, you can join the waitlist. We're not open yet. We are going to be opening in November. But why is it important to join the waitlist? Because the price is going up in November when we open. And so to lock in the VIP gold grandfathered price that you currently see after you've clicked on the waitlist link there, which will be locked in until January of 2028, so over 2 years, you've got to get on the waitlist before we reopen the Discord there. That's reason number one. Reason number two is it gets you higher up on the list. So the sooner you get on the waitlist, the sooner you get access to the Tribal Trades Discord. So it's just really that simple. And of course, there's no lock-in. So if for some reason you don't have the time, or if it's not for you, then of course we wish you all the best. But I just know that when you come in and see the Tribal Trades Discord and join the Tribal Trades family, as I call it, you're just not going to want to leave when you see all the life-changing gains there. And now when you do join the wait list, you do have to add your payment details, but you won't be charged a penny. That's just to reserve your spot on the Tribal Trades Discord wait list and to reserve that locked in price there, that special VIP gold all access grandfathered in rate. And you'll only get charged when you get moved from the wait list into the actual Tribal Trades Discord. Well, that's all we have time for today. So until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.